This is the Inquisitive Minds Podcast.
Hey, thank you for tuning in the Inquisitive Minds Podcast. I'm your host as usual. I feel like we had to start this one extra quick because I got a rambunctious group of gentlemen in here.
Here. Nah!
Welcome back to the program. Everybody, actually, introduce yourselves.
Hey, I'm Dan Brady.
Hi, I'm Tripp. You might not have known this, and I apologize for not telling you earlier, but yeah, I did fuck your mom, and I'm sorry that I never called her back, and yes, I'm your dad.
Starting off hot.
Very, very spicy. And I'm Dave Specht.
Oh, God. All right. I don't even know. This podcast
And
is
our
going to be...
host for the evening is Mr. Johnny Smith. His heart is as big as the gap in his teeth.
This is going to be a unique episode because I don't know where we're going with it, but fellas, I'm going to let somebody start because I don't have any questions to ask yet.
Wait, how do you not have any questions? This isn't your job, dude.
Very
Have you not talked to all of us before? You should just be able to rattle shit off.
So Dan Brady, your mother died recently, and you've been experiencing some paranormal phenomenon. Would you like to talk about that?
Absolutely. So September 20th, my mom passed away. The first week really didn't notice
R.I.P.
it. R.I.P.
I'm not Catholic, but... You know.
Yeah. Oh, man. I wish that would make the bills go away, but it doesn't.
Ominous Dominus.
Which,
your
by
dad's
the way,
Dominus.
the American funeral system is an absolute scam. Absolutely 100%. You don't need formaldehyde. You could just put the body in a cold storage for 72 hours and it'd be the same thing. Anyway,
Does anyone else know if that's true? Is that true? Is that like a fact?
I have no
yeah,
idea.
it does about the same thing. Cold storage, like they don't really need to be sucking everything out.
I just know, like,
But
the
your
average
mom did.
Oh!
I just know, like, the average funeral is like $10,000. Like, that is ridiculous.
Yeah, dude, what happened to a fucking wood chipper, man? Like, fucking, there's an easy fix to this.
Well, it's even like I paid $600 for the obituary. $600.
That's absurd.
That's something that's something that's kind of needed too. You know, it's
Especially with, like, our parents' generation. Like,
well, like I had, if I want to earn, I had to pay for one. If I want, the fingerprint, I had to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
When I put my dog down a couple weeks ago, the veterinarian clinic for free sent me 3 index cards of Abby's paw print, and they gave me pamphlets on handling dog death and a number to call if I felt suicidal because of it. And then they gave me a pine box with Abby's ashes sealed inside and an engraved nameplate.
Well, to be fair, your dog was cute.
Absolutely. But no, seriously,
I want to ask the question I was about to ask.
I saw the bill. The bill for the vet's visit was $306. That was for the quality of life appointment, and then for everything else that followed that. None of that included the box and stuff. All that was just given. The funeral home's just like, yeah, you got 6 months, and then you better start paying, amigo. Bye. That was it.
Didn't they put your mom's, like, ashes in a shoebox?
Oh, I jokingly say it's a shoebox, but it's just a regular cardboard box. It's about this big. And
So it's not like an IKEA box where you can, like, put it right together.
they gave it to me in a
Go find a
gift.
wizard.
They gave it to me in a gift bag too. Like,
Honestly,
Merry Christmas. Sorry. your
honestly,
mom's
the box I get is like kind of like a watch box for my wife, and it's only slightly bigger.
yeah.
And I got a nice
that
little
your wife?
carrying tote. No, those are
Oh,
just 2
'cause I was
watches.
gonna be like, dude, this is gonna be real weird.
No, my aunt was in the hallway, and my wife's in the bedroom.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just one of these things like that made me angry because shouldn't the funeral system be doing the same thing for the price we pay?
Oh,
Shouldn't-
especially since it's $10,000.
Well, like, I paid $3,500, and that was for a 2-hour viewing of the ashes, and then that was for the funeral service to follow immediately.
Well, it's one of those things, Dan. It's like, where else you gonna go?
No, absolutely.
They're strong-arming you.
And they know, and they gouge us, man, 100%. That's what I'm saying. It's a scam.
Where else
Well,
are you
I mean,
going to
I
display
guess-
this body legally?
Well, even if you wanted to have a natural burial, because you can have those, you still have to pay the funeral service to bury it in your backyard.
Yeah, dude. At
You
that
know?
point, it sounds like it'd be cheaper to build a time machine, go back to Germany in
Like-
1938, and tell her she's
like-
Jewish.
There we
All
go. They
joking
went off
aside,
the rails quick.
like-
Holy shit.
Why can't I just like put mom on a wood pile? You know, like why do I have to pay an arm and a leg? Why is it this legal must that we have to go?
Real quick, I think it's hilarious that there's 3 creatives that are degenerates, just talking shit, and then the one guy who's actually a real professional is like, I cannot say the crazy shit they're saying. I have to uphold an image.
I gotta be quiet so I don't get fired.
So anyway, back to Ghost. The Monday after her funeral was the beginning of the process to clear everything out. My sister is a math addict. She isn't in the picture.
She's a math addict. She won't stop adding shit up, man.
Well,
1 plus 1 equals just no teeth and about 76
so what you're saying
pounds.
is she's British. I'm out here doing my meths.
Oh man, I'm so glad that my concussions have given me a list that you guys can make fun of.
Dude, no, it's weird because I met you before the lisp.
Oh yeah.
Like I remember when Dan Brady could talk.
And that was about the time that went away. Yeah. But so like everything fell on me. So that Monday was the beginning of the process. And Johnny, you've been inside of Mom's trailer. You know, like the sun in the summer, it completely goes in. Well, the day I was there was completely overcast. I opened the door, and inside is just completely sunny. And laying on the couch is my mom and the clothes that she passed away and watching TV. And it just, her head turns towards me. We locked eyes, and then everything just disappeared.
Mm.
And there's multiple people have commented, like, you can smell Maverick menthol Kings, because that's what she smoked. Or sometimes you'll get...
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Dan. Since this is an unorthodox podcast, I am going to answer the phone during it. Hello?
It's me.
Hello?
I've been searching for a long, long time.
Is
All right. Well,
anybody out there?
you are being. I'm answering this while I'm recording, and I'm going to tell you goodnight as well. But you'll see it on the episode.
Good night.
Good night.
Do you hear that from everybody?
It's me. Was it we? Were you?
Good time. Be quiet and go to sleep. Oh.
All right. I love
He
it.
edits these, right?
He's not going to edit this.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm going to keep this in, and then I'm going to answer the phone to my mom. Mom, hold on. I'm putting you on speakerphone.
Hi, Johnny's mom.
Mom. I told you guys she's bad with technology. Hold on. This is a raw episode for everybody.
Oh, hey, Dan's talking about his dead mom.
Mama,
Let's
what's
talk
up?
to my
We're
live mom.
We're recording, and you're on speakerphone. What's up?
Nothing. What's up with you?
I just
Hard
told
and
you.
helicopters.
I just told you, Mama.
You partying?
No, we're recording, and
Yeah.
you're on speakerphone.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
This is
Hello.
what happens when we
Hi.
decide to do a podcast at 11:15 at night.
Yeah, right.
That's
How many is there of you?
There's 4 of us.
We are legion.
You having fun?
Yeah, you'll see it on the
We're
episode.
strong.
All right, I love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, by the way, Crystal said she loves y'all too.
Oh, thanks, bro.
She was,
Thanks,
she's like,
Crystal.
love you
I mean,
I mean,
guys.
that's kind of a commitment for somebody I never met, but like
Yeah.
I haven't
Never
had a
met
mail order
Crystal.
ride before, so like maybe this is a.
Never met you, Crystal. Love you too. Thanks.
So, did you hear what I said when you answered the phone?
I did not.
I said, yeah, Dan, talk about your dead mom while I talk to my live one.
Oh,
Salt in the water.
yeah. No, the first one wasn't mom. So, well,
But,
anyways, guys.
so
So that's
there's-
going to stay in the episode, but we're going to get back into dead mom talk.
So even like, there's been, the cigarette smell when we were doing a estate sale. My aunt made a remark
that
of
was
like,
me from rubbing on you.
no.
You're doing a good job, man.
Thanks for being here, Dave.
during the estate sale, we could smell someone smoking outside, but there was no one out there. There's been another like kind of musty smell.
That one was also me. Sorry, I fucking
Yeah, I
showered.
kind of figured. And then my sister, Do you mind if I ramble for a second?
No, have at it.
My sister. So the whole story is my sister had a kid 10 years ago. My sister has been addicted to pills, drugs. She's been diagnosed with bipolar, borderline personality disorder, and schizophrenic tendencies. Just not really good for a kid. And on top of that, a lot of drugs.
So what you're trying to say is you took after your mom and she took after your dad.
Right.
But also with borderline personality disorder, like, didn't Trump build that wall to keep them out?
My God.
Oh my!
Somebody shoot that drummer.
He's
But
toxic. That's the toxic table right there.
That's the toxic side.
That's the toxic table
that
right
fucking
there.
laugh is terrifying. I have never heard that before
He's
in
got
my
a
life.
checklist in his head. What can I get out from this episode tonight? All in one.
No one at this
I
table
will
will
say
ever be
this.
employable again.
Shout out to you, Johnny. I am glad that you have fixed your audio because this is going to be fantastic.
Oh, this is going to be a hell of an episode. It's probably going to be only entertaining to 4 people specifically.
You're welcome.
But we're going to put it out here.
Hashtag boys night. So my mom filed for custody of my niece Chloe, and she's awarded it. So the past 8 years, my mom has been taking care of my niece. My sister has been not absent, but she has just really existed. So very
Kudos to you for being able to dive in and out of extremely serious topic.
Yeah.
Hey man, well I've kind of just we've talked about this. Mental openness to me is like key, especially with a lot of that I'm going through. I have to be vocal about it because it's kind of like I don't want to be bogged down in the swamp of sadness, you know?
No.
Like this ain't never ending story, motherfucker. No,
That sounds like a fucking heavy metal album, but they couldn't do heavy metal, so they did emo instead.
But no,
down in
I
the
mean,
swamp of sadness.
it's good. It's good that you do that though,
Right.
because it opens up that whole like mental. Too many people.
Absolutely.
Plus,
Plus,
it's on the inside.
this is like my life right now. Like it's all everything really.
You forgot the end.
What?
You heard me.
Or you heard me?
It's a trailer park Kevin Gates right there.
Yee.
I
So
never get tired.
Hey, do that right or don't do it at all.
I can't do it loud.
Oh my
No.
God.
Anyway,
Oh my Lord.
so
I don't get tired.
when Mom passed away, when Becca came to my mom's funeral, it was the first time I had seen my sister in 6 years. I showed you guys all photos. She's had her teeth removed. She's like 76 pounds.
You
and
showed me that one video, and
her nervous system is so shot.
she looked like the one
Yeah.
guy with shell shock from like the World War I video.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the guy that can't sit down in the chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, no, she looked like that.
She
Yeah.
did look like
It
that.
was-
Was crazy.
It was really bad. And that was the first time I'd seen my sister in 6 years, and the entire time she completely ignored me, which, hey, I'm okay with, because the rest of my family was doing the same too. Ka-chow.
How you doing? Keep it moving.
Yo, no. Hey, man. I have accepted if my family doesn't like me, that is their fucking issue, because I am a pretty good person, and I'm going to do pretty good things, and if they don't want to be a part of that life, then they can kiss my ass, man.
Yeah, you're in the top 5 of good dudes I know. I don't know who the other 4 are, but like I want to leave space for in case I'm wrong.
Ooh, I just killed 15 women. Oh, I was way off on that.
Oh yeah, but before that, he was like a really good guy. I never would have imagined that guy would have done
Yeah,
that.
you guys didn't know
Never.
the side of him that didn't kill the women. Like it was really caring.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Hitler. There's hours of home videos of him being a really good dog dad, but it's like, oh yeah, he killed a lot of people.
You know
Well,
what?
think
I
about
mean, I'm
this,
sure
though.
Dahmer had friends, right?
Well, yeah, no, but think about this though. Like Hitler's dog really loved him, and my dog fucking hates you. So like, you're literally worse than Hitler.
Is it really 4 white guys in a room if Hitler doesn't come up?
Jeez.
That depends on how hot you thought Everett Braun was.
And one of the members on this show today said earlier, yeah, my grandpa was German as fuck.
Well, to be fair, I think no, not mine. I don't know how much the other individual here is willing to disclose on public access fucking radio. But from what I understand, he wasn't actually German. He was Hungarian, and then like had a lot of exploits in the first go around, and the second go around, it turned out that he was one of those white people that wears the little tiny hats, and that didn't sit well with.
That's a lot of white people. I don't know which white people he means by that. There's quite a few groups of white people who wear little tiny hats.
So Becca had just all of a sudden like drug, 100% textbook drug addiction behavior. Like, hey, when can I go through mom's stuff? Hey, when can... It's like, I haven't spoken to you face to face in 6 years. And now all of a sudden... So I went through everything and I just, like, put out the junk stuff. But as we're in there, like, Becca just started, like, fake crying. And picture just fell off the fucking wall. And then Becca follows up with, like... Oh, it's kind of chilly in here. And is somebody smoking?
I am.
I was like, hey, why don't we step outside for a minute? Because I could feel the bad juju. And then we come back inside and like this raggedy blanket my sister was playing with was kind of like haphazardly pushed into her backpack. And Becca's like, oh, I didn't do that. I'm like, well, I didn't do that. I was like, I think somebody is telling you to get the fuck out of the house.
Probably.
You also mentioned there was a moment with Abby before you had to put your
talking about the dog.
late dog down.
So you guys want to hear about Abby's last day? Oh my God. I see you roll your eyes, man, but I did my absolute best. All right.
Also, forefront, Abby was the dog.
Yeah, Abby was a dog. Abby wasn't my mom.
This story would be a lot darker if it was like his kid or something.
We should have left that
you
part
rode
out.
your mom around
Just-
like Weekend at Bernie's before you like took her to the funeral.
Oh.
Abby's laying there with her tongue keep popping out. They're like, "What's he doing to his mother?"
He carts his mom around like Weekend at Bernie's before he takes her to the funeral.
Oh. No, I do TikTok videos with my mother.
Well, hey, at least she's showing up now.
Gotta have that family support somehow.
Absolutely.
By the way, if you like what you hear, share, subscribe, tell somebody about us. By the way, real quick, guys, promo yourselves.
You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at DBComedy814.
Oh, yeah, my name's Tripp Ainsworth. If you want to find me, you're going to have to consult a wizard. His name's Google. You ask him, he'll tell you.
What did you drop this week, Tripp?
Oh, I'm sorry. I also dropped my 9th book this week. It's about...
Hey, shout out.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Shout out.
Thank you.
Shout out,
Yeah, thank you. It takes place like 50 years after World War III. The entire planet's been just like, nuked to shit. And it's, the only people that can form like a political, like actual state would be Utah, because the Mormons are fucking preppers. And, you can say what you want about the Mormons, or whatever they believe, but they're all... in general, nice dudes, and they know what they're doing. So if anybody's going to like build a society after, a nuclear apocalypse, it's going to be the Mormons. However, they were tricked by a reptilian shapeshifter who may or may not have used to have been Hillary Clinton, who, guised, I guess, himself now and became the president of the Mormon Church, and it, was building resources to get a ship together to go to outer space to bring more reptilian shapeshifters back and like eat the souls and flesh of the human race, and it took some red-blooded Americans to stop that.
I have a Mormon branch in my family, actually.
Do you want to promo yourself at all, Dave?
Oh yeah, you can. You can follow me on DRS Junior 45 on Instagram or Twitter. Not really like super active on Twitter, but yeah, I post a lot of stuff about like Bitcoin, finance, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, if you're ever interested in like that kind of stuff.
Also, if you want to find Dave, he's literally 1.5 miles tall, so just look outside for the tall guy, and that's him.
He also, for some reason, he's trying to look Amish. So if you're like, wow, that troll looks Amish, yeah, that's Dave.
And that was Roast Dave corner, I guess, apparently.
Well, it's not my fault we watched fucking 3 hours of fucking roast
Yeah.
material before.
Hey, man, I'm amped up. Hell yeah.
I tried to find, it took me finally 33 years to grow. I could never grow a beard. And then when, like, quarantine hit and we were allowed to work from home, I got through that, like, super awkward period. Like, it's finally starting to fill in, but,
Yeah. Well, I mean, it also doesn't help that like you're like super like Aryan master race and like blonde hair just doesn't grow into a beard, you know? No, I mean seriously, like if you're blonde, like you could have like a full fucking beard, nobody sees it because like it's see through. Like you have to get the gruff there.
Just because my grandfather,
Apologize for your family's war crime.
just because my great grandfather's name happened to be Hans Heinrich doesn't mean
Jesus.
Mom, if Dad was German, how come we have to go visit his tombstone in Argentina?
Your daddy was a potato farmer.
And that was it.
Yeah. All right.
My
So
grandfather did raise cattle, and cattle's big in Argentina.
Likely story.
My grandpa didn't go to Argentina. He did have a house in Acapulco, though.
Yeah. No. See, he was one of those good types that was like so good with it, he didn't have to fucking hide in Argentina like he got brought over here in Operation Paperclip.
I love watching Johnny because he looks like he's on the edge of the street. Because I love you, Tripp, but sometimes we just don't know what the fuck you're gonna say, and you're tiptoeing the line, and Johnny looks so nervous, like, oh my god, is my baby about to be killed?
I'm just waiting to see what's being said next. Is all.
No, that's what I just said. With anxiety, I see it, man.
I'm darting around like
You're like, why did I let him drink and do this?
because Dave is just like, I'm just happy to be here, guys. And you're like, look, I got to get this therapy out. And Tripp's over there like, I'm going to say I fucked his mom the next time he brings her up.
The Nazis are terming the Germans gay.
I'm just gonna just like I have this toxic checklist in my head, and I'm just checking everything off.
I'm trying to walk that line too. All right, Dan. So your dog, Abby.
Yes. Oh no. Just basically, I drove her back to Urita because I believe in the spirits and stuff, and I want to take her back to the trailer, say goodbye, plus snow, and just say goodbye to some people here and there.
And your dog did have a great last day.
Oh,
Dude, she had like a whole KFC fucking bucket bowl.
She had a
didn't
KFC.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
you
I actually
really
went
did.
through the drive-thru and I said, hey, if I have to pay extra for this is cool, but this is going to be my dog's last meal. So can you give me about 3 inches of cheese and gravy on top? And if you actually look in that photo, there's a hole, and it's maybe like a 3-inch wall thick of just like gravy and cheese. Like that girl. And we also got soft tacos, 2 soft tacos the night before for her too. So, and then when we got there, we were chocolate and stuff like that too. So like, I tried my best. I believe
You're a good
kind
dog,
of
Dad.
I delayed it a little bit, so I just kind of made it up for the last day. But when we were leaving my mom's trailer, I just went, because something is in there. If it's my mom's spirit, cool, ghost, whatever you want to call it. I do talk, I do yell, I do take out a lot of frustrations, and I just said, Mom, if you want to say goodbye, Abby putting her down tomorrow morning, and everything just kind of went very calm, very cold, very quick. Abby just kind of like sat down. And then everything just kind of seemed, Abby just turned around, smiling. I'm like, let's go. I'm like, okay, cool, awesome, let's go. Yeah, and, took her to see my niece and played with her. We painted the bottom of her paw, so she did a print on like a little canvas and stuff. Little did we know that the vet's office would send little like thick stock cards with her paw print on it in ink. But yeah, and put her in bed with us and chilled on. Though at the end, Abby's bladder was going, and one of the kind of like this. The thing that told me this is the right thing was she was laying on the couch with us. Then all of a sudden you could tell she got embarrassed, and you pick her up off the couch and her entire bladder had let go. And it's like, yeah, this 100% is the right thing. This is what I'm doing.
So what you're saying is like when you finally die, instead of going up to the pearly gates to meet fucking St. Peter, John Wick's there. He's like, I approve.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I hope so. 100%, man. Because since we're being honest, I hold a lot with me on the fact that if Mom hadn't passed, Abby, we would be talking about this 2 months ago. But just a lot of everything. And I understand you guys can all say, oh, we get what you're going through. But I pushed a lot of it off. So that last day was kind of like my, I'm sorry, here you go. And, man, it was quick. I can't even tell you how quick it was. Held her paw while she laid her head on my shoe. It was a good end of life for a very good dog that carried me for a very long time.
Well, that's beautiful, Dan. And if I'm being 100% honest, I'm not sure how to transition or where the fuck we're going.
Okay, so I can't.
Well, where I'm going
because I love my dog to death, and I'm gonna be upset when she dies.
Absolutely.
But my mom's a giant cunt, and I'm gonna throw a party when that bitch fucking finally gets put in a plot.
See, it's kind of weird because when my dad passed away, it was kind of like, oh, okay. And then
I love you, Mom, by the way, if you're listening.
But then Mom, I believe I've said this to you guys over the past 2 years. I said, if Mom caught COVID, it's done. It's over. Mom was overweight. She smoked 2 packs of cigarettes a day. She's been doing that since she was 16 years old.
Dan's mom was a gangster, by the way, y'all.
Wait, how old did she get?
61.
Oh, I got 30 more years. I'm good.
Yeah. So, this was
and you're
COVID
getting
too.
passed through the global pandemic now.
Well, I mean, fucking, my I guess, fraternal lineage hasn't died before 110, except for house fires, murders, and I guess COVID now. But, it is what it is.
And, for those of you well, if it's COVID, she wasn't vaccinated, it's her fault. Nope, she was vaccinated, and I'm not going to make any political opinion on it whatsoever. If you want to argue over something, my Venmo is FUBAR814, and I still have about $400 left, so you can argue about how much you want to send me.
Well put.
I'll send you a pat on the back.
Oh, thank you.
Well
because
put,
I love
Dan.
you.
I love you too, man. He gave me a painting. We're good.
Did I?
Someone-
Shit, I did. Fuck,
someone
sorry,
at the
man.
funeral-
I did that shit drunk.
So someone at the funeral gave me 3 tabs of acid. Hey man, you're gonna need this. I made the joke of, Mom should have died more often. This is good.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey man, that's something I developed in the military. Is dark humor, and my family hated it.
Dude, no, isn't that something that fucking, is kind of like a weird phenomenon? Is, this dark, fucked up shit will happen. It's well, dude, at least if they fuck me in the ass, I at least feel pretty well it happened.
It's your mental health, just the capacity of what you see and what you know gets pushed to a point where, the only thing that can make you happy is the darkness in the world. Yeah. I mean, you go to Afghanistan and you're yeah, there's fucking evil out there, and this shit is terrible.
Yeah, no, because one of the more horrific things I've ever seen in my fucking life was a dude completely engulfed in fire, and everyone has that argument. Would you rather be on fire or drown? It's nah, dude, I've seen one of them. I'm good.
Yeah,
throw me in the water. But on the other hand, it's I'm the light in the darkness, and it's well, wait. So am I on fire for this or not? Because that's gonna.
Both of you been overseas, Iraq, Afghanistan?
We actually met in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
What's the biggest misconception people have about being deported or
being
deployed?
deported?
Being deployed overseas.
Deported.
Yeah, being deployed overseas. What's the biggest misconception normal people have?
There's a lot. What happens once you leave the wire is completely different than what you see on TV.
For those of us who don't know what the hell
the wire is outside of the base. That is
Okay.
the danger zone. And it's also, everything's not constant. It's not like we're on this go, go, go. There's a lot
of just boredom.
Downtime, man. There is no internet. I mean, there is internet, but it takes 26 minutes for your homepage on Facebook.
And that's if you're lucky enough to go to a larger air base. But most of the time, you're fucking on a fucking little forward,
and also
do nothing patrol base out in the middle of nowhere.
We were so forward deployed at the time of the second invasion of Afghanistan that we were in what was called River City every day, which they shut down the networks because somebody died, so they get a chance to notify that family. Instead of some guy going on page for Timmy died, and then Timmy's mom seeing it oh my God. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the times we couldn't make phone calls out, we couldn't do all this. You couldn't really go out and walk around. So it's like a lot of time in the hooch, in your little
Which is slang for the tent.
tent.
Yeah.
With the, the
When
guys
I hear
in your
hooch,
squad.
I think of like prison liquor.
I think of pussy.
Yeah.
Either or, I think.
It's a very personal word.
Yeah.
And then, like, on top of this mundane, there's moments where, like, all of a sudden you're getting mortared. And, like, all of a
You
sudden
gotta get a
this
little
shit's
hooch to
going
get a little
on.
hooch, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
That's
I
terrible.
the
That
biggest
was
misconception
terrible.
is that like
Oh,
you're not
God.
just bored like most of the time because like combat, what you think of as combat, like you think of like, oh, hey, well, this is what happened in that movie where you're getting shot at, all the time, but like in reality, what counts as combat is 99% sheer fucking boredom and then 1% sheer fucking terror.
It's,
And no middle ground on those two, but it's like 99.
Oh, you had no middle ground whatsoever?
None.
It's either boring as fuck or, oh my God, I'm gonna die. It's...
Yeah. And then, like, depending on
And
who
then
you are,
coming home and, like, all right, you gotta be a normal human being.
I thought he was going to talk about actually, like, sexually ejaculating.
oh, no, you can.
I mean, I'm sure that.
Y'all
happened
boys
over-
ever heard of a combat jack?
Yeah,
No. Anyway, but then you come back
Beating
home.
off in a sandstorm.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
No one can
Listen,
see me.
the only oh, dude, listen. If we're gonna talk about jerking off in a sandstorm, just say, "Thank God I'm circumcised," because
Oh, God.
you don't want to stand in foreskin.
Oh, God.
I fucking love this. We're like revealing our soul, and then we're like, yeah, let's try to cancel this podcast for a second.
Hashtag cancel
This
Johnny
isn't live
Smith.
right now, is it?
No. I edit, but I'm going to keep most of all of this in, really.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm gonna say the F word.
I can't because I are one.
I assure you, folks, whether he says it or not, it will get taken out.
Oh no, it's cool because I can call people's fuckers all day long, but I can call people fuckers because I am a fucker. There you go. I said F, like as in Frank or like Foxtrot.
Or like Randy Marsh on Wheel of Fortune. People who annoy
Or
you.
like Fargo, North Dakota. I'm kidding. We're done.
Oh,
We're
boy.
good.
So you might want to edit that part out.
Well, fellas,
What's up, man?
we had a
Oh
conversation.
no! Oh, I'm sorry, not that F word. I'm sorry. I was going somewhere else with that. No. The F word, fucker. Like the F word, fucker. Not the F word, like Dan.
We
I love you.
I love you too.
well, we had a conversation earlier that we were talking about the. Oh, my fucking face is hurting. We were
Wait,
talking,
do we finish what we were talking about?
Yes,
Okay.
you did.
Wait, did we? Or are you trying to
You
change the subject?
absolutely did.
Because I will hijack this motherfucker.
Yeah, you absolutely
No,
did.
we're good.
We were talking about camel spiders.
Oh,
You guys want
demons.
to talk about that a little
Yeah,
bit
dude,
more?
Yes.
listen, I don't care if you don't believe in fucking God or the supernatural, whatever. Go look at a camel spider and tell me there's not a hell. You don't have to admit there's a God, but look at a camel
Bro.
spider, Google that bitch, and tell me that Satan doesn't exist.
Everybody talks about how everything in Australia wants to kill you and completely skips over the creatures in the Middle East. Like, I've seen real hyenas.
And everything
Them
in the Middle
shits
East
are
wants to kill
scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's not my fault that camel spiders also happen to all be Taliban.
Now, these camel spiders, you guys say they are when they bite, it's numbing solution, so they can be chewing on your leg and shit.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
no, so like
they
what
could.
they do, the reason they're called camel spiders is what they do is like they have that their bite's a little bit too full. Like one of them has got that numbing agent in it, so you don't feel it. And what they'll do is they'll bite an area, and then like you can't feel like 6 inches around that, and they'll burrow into a fucking camel and eat it from the inside out. The other part of that is their bite's very septic. So like imagine like you got like stabbed with a syringe full of fucking like
Booty juice.
I was gonna say septic tank, but
Booty juice works.
yeah. So like if the bite itself's not venomous, but
Booty
like
juice
you're
works.
gonna get an infection and fucking die. At the very least, like you're gonna lose a limb.
But they're predators, so they'll chase after you, but what they're doing is they're following your shadow. So there'll be a lot of times walking at night, and you'll just hear, and you'll turn around, and you'll just see something dart in your shadow.
Well, yeah, no. Also, what I think is important to bring up on the scientific part of this is
God.
if no, hold on, no, this is an actual thing. I'm not being a
God.
smart ass with this one. So wherever the The sun is hot. If you're standing in the sun, that's also hot. However, if the sun's hot, check it out.
Science facts for you today, kids.
The sun's hot.
Today I learned.
Don't touch. Anyway, fucking if you stand in a shadow, that's 10 degrees cooler than in direct sunlight.
This motherfucker said it's hot.
So anyway, these things, these camel spiders, they'll go hide in your shadow because it's 10 degrees colder than it is in direct sunlight. So if you move around to try to get away from this thing, it's going to look like it's running after you. In reality, it's just trying to be 10 degrees colder.
That's going to scare me even more.
Well, dude, you live in fucking like bumfuck nowhere, Pennsylvania. Like, I'm the only reason you're not in 10 feet of snow right now is because Al Gore fucked up the fucking weather.
Thanks, Joe Biden. If there were camel spiders in my house right now, I would never. No.
No, you need an Exorcist, Blade, and John Wick.
Now let me ask you guys this question: like when you guys were overseas at night, like when the moon was out, was that like beyond cool? Like, what was like some of the cool
just like the
visuals
aloneness? Oh
Yeah.
man!
Well, the lack of like air and noise
pollution.
population.
Well, before we go into
pollution.
the moon, and I want Dan to go into this, but like just for context of how dark it is, you can see satellites. It's that dark.
Yeah.
Oh
wow.
It's you've seen them in movies and stuff where there's just millions of tiny lights.
Yeah, it looks
that's what it is, man. You can see full like constellations. Like it's fucking beautiful.
Like there's not space between the stars.
So when you see a satellite, you can actually make out like that's clearly a satellite.
yeah, and
Apparently-
like, you can tell 'cause it's
Lincoln
moving.
probably.
Apparently,
and
this is something I'm really passionate about because I'm like, shut the fuck up, I'm talking. No,
Damn it, Dan!
and the sunsets, man. I will never see anything as beautiful as I've seen in Afghanistan or Iraq. Fucking gorgeous.
Except for that one Lebanese chick.
I'll tell you what though, like, you know, people shit on the Midwest all the time, but I'm telling you right now, some of the best sunsets I've ever seen in my life was out by my grandpa's farm and like in the corn, like watching the sun go down.
Well, no. The other thing you have to imagine though is like fucking like Afghanistan's not a developed country. Like there's like one city, and that city is the size of I don't know, fucking Massillon, Ohio, and that's like their super city. The closest actual fucking city is literally 1,000 miles away.
Two things. I feel sorry for Massillon, Ohio, because they don't have any comedy clubs there. It's a shame.
I feel sorry.
MC Auto Detailing is a home-based detailing company located in Aliquippa, Pennsylvania. At MC Auto, we take care of all of your detailing needs, from a basic hand wash to a complete makeover of your vehicle. Busy schedule? MC Auto is also mobile. You can get your vehicle detailed in the comfort of your own home. With a 5-star rating on Google, we treat your vehicle as if it was our own. For a free quote and more information, contact MC Auto on Facebook and Instagram at MC Auto Detailing LLC or call 724-462-4863. MC Auto Detailing. Who doesn't like a clean car? And we're back! Second thing is when I was driving in Chicago this weekend, I just drove into the city, like how the skyline's right in front of you as the sun was setting.
Oh, wow.
Gorgeous.
Were you like
Purples.
on the Sky Bridge then going in, or?
Yeah, you know where you're riding on that big ass highway going in, and like there's trains in the middle. That's what I was driving.
I got you.
And
So
like
you're
you
on
see,
90.
Yeah, and you see the whole skyline. There's like pinks and purples and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I still remember one of my last days before I left Afghanistan or Delaram. It was February, so it was like a cold winter morning, and I went outside, and it was just like the most violent shades of pink I've ever seen, and purple, and it was just beautiful.
Yeah, no, I mean like the nature is very, very clear there. Clear though. Sorry, I'm kind of drunk and slurring my words a little bit. Dude, no, like the thing about it is like Afghanistan would be like an outdoorsman's paradise if it weren't for all the goddamn Taliban.
Oh yeah.
Well, you also mentioned like a vicious porcupine.
Oh yeah, they have those in Iraq or in Afghanistan too. But these porcupines, their quills stand like 3.5 feet off the ground. And Iraq, on the base of Al-Assad, it's kind of like a nature preserve. So we were walking to chow, and when these things, or food, and these things when they feel threatened, they will raise their tails up and run in reverse at you. And it is, when it's dark outside, like dark, it is one of the scariest things in the world. Like, you just want to rack back and shoot, but, you know, like, you can't.
They look like a real life Pokemon. Like, I looked it up.
Absolutely, man. They're huge.
Real quick, just because of the way you described that porcupine, I wanted to bring up my favorite your mama joke.
Okay.
Since we're talking about your mom anyway, whenever your mom's like an X-wing. Your mom's like an X-wing. Every time she sees me, she spreads her legs and goes into attack mode.
Oh, man. That's what heart disease said.
Star Wars deep cuts, folks.
Well, you know, speaking of the Middle East, you know how like the Syria War was like that whole stuff in Syria went down, right?
I do not.
Nobody knows how that went down because there was 40,000 different factions.
Well, the whole reason why like that became a thing was, I don't know if you knew this.
I don't.
Germany and like all of Western Europe, how they like heat themselves in the wintertime is through Russian gas.
Okay.
So America and all these like public policies and a lot of the reason, a lot of these like think tanks, NGOs, you know, a lot of people in DC hate Russia.
No, not the Russians.
The Russians. So, and then like in the, you know, we have a huge influence in Western Europe. We wanted to try to break their dependency on Russian natural gas for their wintertime.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Qatar, this little tiny island east of Saudi Arabia, is like second in the world behind Russia for like most natural gas reserves. That's why they have the higher standard of living in the world.
A lot of dinosaur bones.
Yeah, and they're this tiny little island, and they
QATER or something like that. Okay.
QATA.
Some people
Okay.
pronounce it Qatar.
Yeah, it's
That's what I remembered.
Yeah, but it's pronounced like Qatar.
Qatar, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Hey, Tripp.
like I'm gutter, bro, like Crunchy Black back in the day with 6 Mafia.
Wait, hold on real quick. Syria, but
How many countries in the Middle East have you been to?
fuck. What, technically Middle East? So Afghanistan's not in the Middle East, but if you want to go off of it, like,
Can we count Afghanistan normal people?
Yeah, no, because it's north of India.
It's
Like, it shares a
Southeast
border with
Asia.
China.
It's Central Asia. But
Like,
Yeah.
it's not in the Middle East. Different conversation if you want to get racist about people with beards.
We don't want to get racist at all.
no, not at
We
all.
don't want to get racist at all.
But
No.
I guess like Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Bahrain, Jordan. I think I'm missing one. Been around.
I would say Kuwait, Iraq, Oman. Which, man, that place.
Dude, Oman was really cool.
Yeah, we
like, they
we
weren't
actually
shitbags.
Oman's
did.
got one of the highest standard of livings in the world.
So we docked there actually for New Year's because we had set the record for most days at seas during the naval deployment. Yay! So they docked
A lot of
us.
jerking off.
Oh fuck yeah! Didn't know it could bleed like that. Anyway, moving
hold on
on.
real quick. Johnny's over here is like, I'm gonna get fucking shot for this fucking episode.
Hey man,
Somebody asked me the other day, they said, do you ever record any that you don't put out? And I said no,
And I'm making you a liar.
and I might be changing my mind.
that might be the one.
hey man, this is what happens when you get two guys who never talk about their service drunk. That's what we're gonna talk about, man.
Yeah.
This is the only time we feel fucking comfortable talking about
Well,
it.
that's not true. I talked to you about it, and I talked to other people who've
Because
been there
we're-
about it.
Yeah.
You talked to me about it, but you know I'm cool.
Yeah, but you only get like fucking.
Well,
like
I mean-
you get the Miller Lite.
I mean,
version of
in
it.
like a
Yeah.
public setting like this, because it's best friend and best friend,
and I love you
but
to
it's
death,
also
but like
I mean, I never served, so I get it.
Yeah.
I totally like you ain't offended me, no.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just I'm not trying to make you feel excluded.
Honestly, I don't understand half the shit. Like, because I haven't served, and like you guys will just say a lot of shit that I don't.
But
Well, no, I mean because you were in prison. In prison, and the military are like the same thing. Like we both have
that's
Sodexo.
100% why me and Johnny have bonded, because we'll be like, oh yeah, well I did this, and he goes, Jesus Christ, that sounds like when I did this.
Yeah, like, and I'm not going to go too deep into it, but like, it was either one of the first episodes I had Johnny on my podcast or Johnny had me on his, but like, it devolved into like, oh, you did that in prison? Yeah, I did that in the Marine Corps. You did that in the Marine Corps? Yeah, I did that in prison. And it was like an hour of that.
Yeah. It's so similar.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a government-run institution.
Yeah. With fucking shitty fake eggs and some bullshit they're calling potatoes. But listen, bitch. Fucking, I've got a little bit of Irish in me. That ain't a fucking potato.
In my soul, I connect with those
Bro.
exact fucking words.
They're
Because
like,
I know the little white, these are dehydrated bullshit potatoes.
Dude, no, it's not even dehydrated fucking potatoes. It's like somebody came on a fucking mirror, let it dry, razored it off, rehydrated it with skim milk. Here's some salt.
we docked in Oman, which is a pretty rich Middle Eastern country.
We did that in prison, too.
For-
We used to travel to...
for New
For
Year's.
those of you that don't
for
know, that's
New
when you
Year's.
put your dicks together. You take somebody who's circumcised and somebody who's not circumcised, and you pull the foreskin.
That is not what
over.
they're calling it.
It's called docking.
I thought is that not called docking?
No, it is docking. Sorry, I
There
thought
you
you were
go.
talking Oman.
I gotta go piss.
But so we docked there.
Dave, can
and
you
man,
grab a water while you're out there?
Yeah.
Thank you.
They actually brought in a guy who would allow us to ride his camel and take photos of it. Like, they brought vendors in for us. They had a keg out. Like,
You said they had a keg?
yeah,
Now, is that one of those countries, though, that they don't do drugs or drink or anything?
we couldn't leave the pier with alcohol,
Okay.
or else they would be subject to the country's laws. But, like, the craziest things I've done, like, just New Year's in Oman is something I never would have thought I had. Like, it, and even they're like, oh, you want to go use Wi-Fi? Here's this no bullshit 5-star hotel and leech off the Wi-Fi for a little bit. Go get you a steak, Like, some of the experience.
I bet that was nice, too, after being on that boat for so goddamn long.
When we got into Hong Kong, we were at sea for a month and a half. We got to Hong Kong, and they have a Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Hong Kong, it's like American dollars is 1 to 7, right?
It's something like that.
One American dollar is 7 Hong Kong dollars.
I think the more accurate
Yeah.
one, like just because the math's easier, is $100 is 150 Hong Kong dollars. Mm-hmm. Like it's
So like 1.5 conversion?
something like that.
Okay.
But like it doesn't work at the lower levels.
Okay, that makes sense.
But, like,
Is it very similar to Canada, then?
Well, listen, any country that calls their dollar the loonie, I'm not taking seriously. I'm sorry, Canucks. I love you guys, but
what?
thank you for poutine.
Hong Kong.
Shout
you
out
went
to
Hong Kong.
Shout out
right?
to Dan Aykroyd.
And Canada's
So-
like the money laundering hub of the world.
Because
so.
Hong
After
Kong,
Miami.
they don't
No,
have
it's
room.
over past that.
Oh shit! Good
They
for
don't
them.
have room for livestock and farmland and stuff like that. So they
Vancouver.
import everything and they slaughter it that day. And I did this tour where we went to an actual market on the border of Hong Kong and China. And, like, you walk
Did
inside.
you eat a Laotian bat?
No, I didn't.
No, he's not responsible for COVID, Dave.
This is Hong Kong. And, like, there's, like, lungs
They don't
on the
have
floor,
Laotian
like,
bats
beef
in Hong
lungs for purchase, beef. Like, they literally killed this cow outside, took it apart, and brought it in, and they're selling it.
The
Like,
wet
they're
markets.
Yeah. It was just, like, this experience from some kid, in small-town Pennsylvania. And so all of a sudden, it's like, people just like, hey, you want this pufferfish? You want to try this? Here's this. Fantastic.
Well, see, the thing about those wet markets, though, is they are the most horrendous smell you'll ever smell. And this is coming from someone who's, like,
I
spent
almost
a decent amount of
gagged,
time, like, in a fucking actual fucking dump. It's rank. However, it's got the second best fucking food you're ever going to fucking find. The only better food you're going to find is from a fucking Afghan dirt farmer who, like, made bread with his feet and, like, cut up a goat with his fucking asshole. And that tastes fucking delicious. If you ever get the opportunity, the dysentery's worth it.
Oh, yeah. No, food in Hong Kong and Singapore, man, because so many different, cultures from around the world have put their foot down in that area. So, like, there's so many influences and so many different cultures.
I mean, I don't know if you knew this, Johnny. In Afghanistan, they're still descendants of, like, Alexander the Greek's armies, and they have, like, blue eyes and, like,
The gingers. Yeah, no, so they'll have, like, this, like, that weird, dark Pakistani complexion, bright blue eyes, burning red fucking hair.
Yeah.
And, like, you want to make the joke, because, like, hey, I know the Russians were here 20 years ago. Where'd you come from, buddy? But, Like that's
Yeah.
that's part of that fucking ethnic group.
But yeah, and like Nuristan, like the Nuristan area, like
Well, there's
still...
a big city in fucking Afghanistan called Kandahar, which Alexander the Great founded and named after him because Alexander the
Yeah, it
Great
was
founded a bunch
Alexandria,
of fucking cities.
and they were all
named
called
after him.
Alexandrias.
Yeah, and like
Like George Foreman.
Kandahar, Alexander,
Yeah.
it's just the fucking modern fucking like Pashtun fucking version of
Alexandria, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bactrians,
The
they were
adventures,
Greek
man.
Buddhists. They were Greek Buddhists.
That's what I miss the most is just the adventures and who I did it with. You know.
That's
Yeah.
I did it with your
Dan.
mom.
Oh!
Kim,
guy's
rest
a
rest in
doctor.
peace, Kim. Rest in peace.
I'm employable. Look at my resume.
Oh,
So like Syria. Should I go back into that?
Yeah, back to Syria. Back
Yeah,
to Syria.
yeah,
Sorry. Side tangent.
So
Sorry,
basically,
the Marines with ADHD wanted to talk.
so the Western world
bad.
no, you guys are good. So the Western world wanted to like break their dependency from Russian natural gas to heat themselves in the winter. And Qatar, who happens to be a Western ally,
Hunter.
they happen to have all this natural gas. So at the time, before Mohammed bin Salman did his like uprising in Saudi Arabia, Qatar and Saudi Arabia used to be like pretty tight. So they were going to run these pipelines through Saudi Arabia all the way up through Syria into Turkey, and then from Turkey into Greece, through Austria, and then all the way up through France. And they were going to run Europe all and basically bankrupt Russia.
okay.
So they go to Syria, and then they go to al-Assad, who's the dictator of Syria, and they go, "Hey, man, we want to build this pipeline." And he goes, "Well, you can't build this pipeline. It's going to cut Russia's throat." And Russia and Syria are like top allies. So when the Soviet Union collapsed, today Russia's only outside naval base outside of the old Soviet Union is in Syria, in Tartus.
I didn't know that.
So
No, it's Tarsus. Tarsus was the thing from Doctor Who.
no, I said Tarsus. But so yeah, they wanted to build that. So al-Assad says, "No, I can't do that. I'm not going to cut my number one ally in the world's throat here." So then
Barack Obama took that personally.
and it sounded like, Syria needed freedom. So
I like the way he said that.
It sounded like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, that's when that all started. Like that whole stuff started with the Syrian civil war, was to try to get Qatari gas instead of Russian gas, and it failed obviously because now Germany just signed a huge Nord Stream pipeline deal with Russia. So
Yeah, and maybe I'm just biased because, and I know I make a lot of jokes about this, but like if we're gonna be doing anything on a serious note, this might be the only serious thing you hear me say on the show tonight. If I'm gonna be biased about stuff, and I think this is a legitimate bias, is like anytime there's like some like big like world changing political move, when the Germans show up, it's like, hey, listen, you guys know what you did? Shut up.
That's a very fair point.
yeah.
And
That's a very fair point.
If you watch any footage of Syria between 2014 and 2015, just assume that your boy was bored as fuck just off the coast on a ship. Okay? They sent us to Djibouti for 3 weeks to shake up the monotony.
They sent me to your booty to shake it out for 3 weeks to get rid of it.
Well, you know what's crazy with like all that is like they go into Syria and stuff, and like they try to do like this whole like overthrow of the government because like our westernized like
That's right. You heard her first. We're overthrowing the government. That's just what he said.
is like they try to overthrow governments so that way
That
they can get
fucking
their.
look.
He's like,
that
Tripp, you
teddy bear
motherfucker.
look
You fucking
that says,
motherfucker.
"I
Why
love
did I
you."
bring you on my show?
But I am going to kill you.
So that way they can get westernized companies to build these pipelines.
He's going
and
to edit
construct
this
them.
video to be 4 minutes long.
Yeah, pretty much. He probably won't even edit it. He probably won't even show this video. It's all good.
Hey, so Johnny, fucking
hold
6 years from now when you're listening to this by yourself because you're the only person that ever listened to this the second time.
My favorite part
I
of
want
this
you to know that I love you.
was just been Dave just trying to hang on this whole episode.
That's the
I'm doing a
dynamic,
good
man.
job.
You're doing a hell of a job.
I'm not
No.
saying
You have a job and you can be fired, unlike me.
You're just making it dangerous for us right now.
I know. It's toxic. These guys are just so toxic.
That Britney Spears song was about me, by the way.
Oh God. Oh, I guess this is what happens when you record an episode with no goal in mind here.
Speaking
No
of toxic,
goal, 11:15
speaking
at
of toxic, I once dated a woman who said she could do special things with her tongue. Turns out it was just verbal abuse. Hi-oh!
No, you married her.
Yeah, that's true. I dated again too. Yeah, I'm not smart. I'm not.
All right, that got a little too dark and too heavy on yourself there. You make poor decisions. We all do.
Yeah.
We all do.
Yeah,
bad.
my dad said after 2 marriages he would never get married again.
Well, I mean, he's also like 70 and just like pounding quiff like it's fucking going out of style. Like, he's got bigger priorities. Like, at his age, it's like, do I get married or... Also, by the way, I know everyone doesn't know Dave's dad, but imagine like the far left version of Alex Jones. That is Dave's dad. And I can imagine him going, why would I want to get married again when there's all this pussy out here?
So Dave's dad is just. It's okay for the frogs to be gay.
Yeah.
So, Tripp and Dave, you're married, right?
Yeah.
Yes, to each other. We got married when we were 19, and then like we're also extremely homophobic, so we decided to do a cover story and just marry women, so people wouldn't know that him and I were married. These wedding rings are for each other. Like we have this other necklace thing that we wear for our fucking like, dumb wives.
I met Tripp's wife not too long ago, and
No, she's a saint.
Absolutely.
Both of our wives are saints.
Yeah, we
is
do not deserve the women we're married
such
to.
a striking contrast of different
know.
from all this.
I know.
that,
I
like,
know.
I was so blown away. I think I brought it up a stupid number of times.
Yeah, I mean, you've never really interacted with my wife, but she's like her and Mal love each other, like because they like are very
Because you and my wife like are like going to have like frescoes built by the church to fucking describe and honor how fucking pure and beautiful they are. Meanwhile, there's this cunt over here and his friend Dave.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't know.
They're gonna be like in the backyard in the shoebox is their best friend Dan. So
Dan, now I guess we're going into relationship corner. You went through a little bit of a rough breakup and then another one, but you're with someone that makes you fairly happy right now.
Yes, I am, Riley.
Okay,
I absolutely am.
Congrats to you, man.
Thank you.
Shout out to Riley.
Shout
out to Riley.
Real sweet, like nice.
Yeah,
Good to be around.
absolutely.
Yeah, I get good vibes.
Yeah.
Which is why it's not going to work because they're not an asshole to you.
No, very sweet person. So
Absolutely.
I just, you won't end up in a shoebox. You'll end up in Riley's freezer. There's a difference.
Well, yeah, no, but like, no. His head's gonna end up in Riley's freezer. His body's gonna be thrown into a wood chipper, and then you, 5 years after that, are like, I can't imagine that like Riley did that to him. And then like the 47 other people that Riley picked up on the side of the road and chopped up into bits and ate her. I didn't really. Think that was
Dan
Jeffrey Dahmer 2.0.
Dan does do a podcast on.
You would actually be
serial
very surprised because everybody's like, "Oh, Jeffrey Dahmer." Like he is not the only one, man. There's a man named fucking Arthur Shawcross. He shot a deer. Cut out its vagina, and then ate said vagina raw.
Dude, I eat pussy raw all the time. Like, what's the fucking point? I'm granted I'm married now, so it's like the same one. But like, you know what I mean?
If you're watching this on YouTube, just look at Johnny right now. He's just like, he's the sweetest fucking man, but you can see it in his eyes.
Tripp.
He has no
Tripp, you remember his
he
t-shirt
has
hell?
no idea. But he
That's
is
still around.
Remember the one section worse than hell where you had to sign the waiver?
Oh yeah, no, there was this old website that would sell T-shirts, and they were all like really fucked up shit. But there was one where you had to like fucking like check a bunch of boxes to like make sure that you're okay.
You couldn't sue them if you got beat up for wearing their shirt.
Yeah, but there was one where it was this like fucking like 12-year-old schoolgirl, and she had a flute up between her fucking legs, and it was music in A minor.
God.
Salutation shades, and welcome back to your one-stop shop for all things strange and unusual, Talking with Shadows, the conversation everyone has but no one wants to admit to. Here with your host Vic Whaley
and Marcus D. Now come along with us as we explore the most obscure things our universe has to offer. We specialize in helping people make sense of the most bizarre phenomenon you'll ever come across. You'll get all the great topics such as UFOs, cryptids, and psychic phenomenon, but also some stories that are so spectacular they scare people to believe that they're true. Now take a seat and welcome to the One Candle Society. But always remember, keep believing.
because we'll keep listening.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Check out our sponsors.
How did Tripp lead it at racist uprising against the Loch Ness
my
Monster?
Oh, what a world I am living in.
So I was sucking Bigfoot's dick, right? And this leprechaun comes up and starts giving me a rim job, and I'm like, wait a minute, this leprechaun's Irish.
Hornswoggle.
Oh, God. Oh, where did this go? Oh, God. To quote, I got nothing planned, but I want to see where this goes. Well, Johnny, this is The Wall, and your podcast is Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah. We'll leave that in, too.
What about
Oh, fuck.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Hey, you got any shows coming up?
You know what? I actually have my planner right here, and I think I am all done for stand-up shows for the year.
Which is a really weird transition from like somebody was yelling something and then like we're back, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, that's how
I'm
we
making
do.
fun of the audience right now because you didn't get what that fucking last sick joke was. It was so badass they had to cut it out.
But in January right now, we got some trips coming up. I'll be in Texas for a week, but that's for pleasure, not business. Then I'll come back the 14th, Friday, January 14th. I'll be on a show with Kevin Budke that he put together. On the 22nd right now, I'll be in West Virginia performing in Weirton, I believe. And
Adrian Ashmore?
yes, it is.
Oh, is
And
that your
then
cousin?
January 30th, I'll be in Fort Wayne, Indiana. So,
How'd you get that one?
Mr. I will not. I'll tell you off air. I'll keep some trade secrets on the air, but I'll tell you off air. I literally will. But
Dude, have you seen the guy that he was like one of the largest Pizza Hut franchisers in the country, and he has like a insane house in Fort Wayne. Like this house, he can't sell it because like nobody's rich enough to buy his house in Fort Wayne.
Speaking of trade,
this will be my
secrets-
first time going through Fort Wayne, by the way.
No. Well, speaking of trade
Yeah, I've
secrets,
never been
I do have one for
Shout out to Gary, Indiana.
Hey, but for I guess
the
like
Gibbs.
the
Mike Jack.
independent underground fucking authors type things. There's this thing you can do. This only works if you have like more than like one book out in a fucking series or like in general. But what you do is you have like just say for example you have 3 books out, right? What you do is you
Go
set
to
up
Gary, Indiana.
Yeah, you go to Gary, Indiana, right? And then you set up a thing on Amazon where you have this like promotional thing to where like people can like just download your ebook for free. And then while you do that, like you go to God, there's a bunch of websites to do this, but they're pretty much like newsletters that like send like emails out to people that actually want to fucking find books. And then it's like, hey, listen, here's a list of books that are free this week, and then they, go download your first book. Now, granted,
They go down on your first book like they open.
yeah,
it up
it's
and
like straight up down the blouse, man, like fucking come between the tits and everything. But the trick to this is like your
I
that
wanna
book,
come between the tits of your book.
but that first book has to be like good enough for fucking people to do whatever. But no, the trick is with that though is like you give away this fucking first book. And then people are like, oh my God, I really love this fucking author.
Like a drug dealer.
Yeah, and then
First
it's like,
hit's
well,
free.
what about the other books? Oh, those are $20 a pop, motherfucker.
Okay.
Like little trade secret.
Little trade secret.
You also
I'm trying to give some love to my fucking like underground writers, fucking Michelle.
Right now,
Damien, Heather, what's up?
I mean, I don't know when this is going to come out, but right now your first book is free to download on Kindle, right?
Yeah, no, that stopped today.
Okay.
I mean, it was out for a week, but you know.
Sorry, I'm not that good of a friend,
dude,
man.
Dude, you're a really good friend, man. You're one of the best friends I ever had.
Dave, I feel like this really got away from me, man.
Hey, shut up! I'm trying to have a moment over here.
I don't
All
know
right.
Where do you want
It's
this to
better I
go?
just stay silent.
Where do you want this to go?
As toxic as this thing is gone,
Are you-
it's better I
are
I'll
you
tell you
telling
what.
me-
I'll tell you what. Good moment.
Dave's over here like, yes, I'm friends with the rattlesnake over there.
We're gonna go. We're gonna go. Writer. We're gonna go. Comic. And we're gonna go
tech, bro.
tech, bro. One piece of
And
advice
you,
from
and you.
I'm fucking dope as shit, bro.
Okay.
I'm everything.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah. Piece of advice for your underground authors. Another one because the first one was great. Give us another gem.
Oh, the other one would be like to write good shit, and everyone's like, "Oh, how do you write good shit?" Well, here's the thing, man. Like fucking, there's this term called polishing a turd, and a lot of people are afraid to write what they want to write because they're afraid that it's not gonna be good the fucking first time they write it. And dude, the first draft of anything sucks. Sorry, that's the fucking state of the matter. Even Stephen King's first drafts fucking suck. It takes revisions and editing and all that. However, what you do when you want to write is you pull out your fucking like notepad or your legal pad or you go into fucking like whatever your word processing document is and you just like vomit and shit all your fucking ideas out. And then once like this like glob of like disgusting what the fuck is out there, you can start polishing your turd. But you can't polish your turd until you take a giant shit.
You know, that's fucking on brand and it's great advice. Thank you. Dan, comedy bro. Give me some comedy advice for a new comic out there.
You know, how about what we were talking about the other night? Fear. You can't let fear withhold you from the life that you deserve. And that fear is the fear of failing, the fear of change, the fear of being hurt. Once you sit back and you see how much people withhold from themselves what they deserve in this life because of the fear of say, making a breakthrough with the therapist, or the fear of going to a new city, or the fear of, trying something different. So, like, even with my family, I've seen it. A lot of them have been afraid to grief during this time. They've been afraid to let themselves hurt. And you see it with people like that have been hurt in a relationship before. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks, man. But life is just, it hurts sometimes. And you can't prepare yourself for the next hurt without being hurt the first time.
Great advice, Dan. Great advice. Tech bro.
All right. Well, I'll give some like good entrepreneurial advice, and I'll kind of actually piggyback off of Dan's stuff. The best advice I would give to anybody is just take massive action. I didn't come from a lot of money. In 2008, my family got completely wiped out. We lost everything, and
I can vouch for this. I'm high school friends with this guy.
Yeah, and he saw it. And the one thing I can tell you is, like, I went to night school at Kent State. Like, I did what I had to do to get myself in the place. But the only thing I did is I took action. I met with the right people when I was trying to invest, and I didn't have a lot of money to get started. Like, I overcame that fear. I had a huge fear. Like, I don't have money. I can't become an investor. I can't build something great. I can't try to change that. And you get in your head, but then I just started taking the action, and your network is your net worth, and who you meet and those connections.
Jesus Christ, your network is your net worth. That is, Dave, that's amazing, man.
Yeah, that's like straight up can't you have to risk it to get the biscuit.
Yeah, but it took me, like, when I first got into real estate investing, it took me 2 years to make the connections. I made no money. I had my LLC and I took losses. And, and I kept my job and all that. But just taking that action, I made so many mistakes along the way. But, you know, in 2021, I've literally made 7 figures added to my net worth. And to do that, it took a lot of sacrifice, and I made a lot of mistakes. And just not succumbing to fear and just taking those steps and taking that action. I know over the next 4 or 5 years, I have set my family up to have a better financial standing than I would ever had growing up.
Awesome advice, Dave. Real quick, I want to say, I preach about the people you keep around you can help elevate you.
He's going to try to make us cry.
No, I'm not, you fucker. But I want to keep in mind, what you thought about this episode and where it went. The 3 gentlemen I'm here with today are actually making power moves on their own. They're accomplishing big things on their own, and they're putting their money where their mouth is. They're putting action behind their dreams, and they're accomplishing a lot. So, guys, just remember, you develop with the people that develop around you.
Absolutely.
That being said, guys, I don't want to stop it right here. You asked me what.
So is there going to be a 2.0?
No, you asked me. Yeah, no. This isn't smoke
no,
good
we're
fairy
gonna hit
tales.
this shit.
You asked me what I was going to say. I usually don't give out a piece of advice specifically or something, but if you guys have any questions for me real quick, I'd love to give out an answer to something.
Okay, all right. So, real quick, you posted something on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter a while ago. I don't remember which one it was, but the basic point of it was you don't have a blue check mark, but you're talking to blue check marks.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you get to that point? How about that?
It's, I guess to break it down more would be I'm not a famous comic, but I can rub elbows with famous comics right now. I'm not at my goals yet, but I'm talking to people and I'm interacting with people who have accomplished some of the things I want to accomplish. So I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there.
One of my best friends, Dick's right here for a minute. Johnny, when it comes to networking, there is nobody else I have ever fucking met that does it better than this guy. Even when we went to Chicago, he recognized one of the comics from the flyer. Boom, handshake. Boom, handshake. I'm Johnny Smith. Boom. Even open mics, networking is as important as anything else.
Huge.
And you can see it from your Facebook page. You're saying Fort Wayne, Indiana. There's other, you did a roast battle in Baltimore. That's all because you talk. And that's, when I watch interviews of comedians that have made it big, they say their first one just comes from a friend or somebody they met, just slugging it out. So
my advice to networking, man, is just be yourself and don't try too fucking hard.
absolutely.
Yep. I would agree.
Because we all want the opportunities, obviously. Mm-hmm. But I don't need to convince you or run material past you when I just met you. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you, man. Hey, bullshit. You see the game? Or just connect with someone on a human level before you try and spew your fucking elevator pitch at them.
Yeah. I'd totally agree with that. And when I really met bigger players in the real estate, when I got into this developing storage unit opportunity and how that all went down is I literally heard the investor who's putting up all the money, the construction expertise and all that, project management experience behind that. I literally heard him complain because he said literally people would be oh, here's 10 acres of undeveloped land in this area. Here you go. Where I would actually figure out exactly all his underwriting material, learn what exactly he was looking for, call that broker, negotiate the sale on his behalf so he never even had to get involved. And then so what I've basically done is I've literally packaged this deal to him on the box and say, hey, there could be some one-off scenarios, but we can have a deal if you execute this. Now I've added massive value to him. He doesn't have to go out and hire a bunch of workers to go look for these deals. I can do this on my free time, motivated by my own ambition. And, it's just doing stuff like that. But I took the extra steps in the initiative to try to identify the steps of how I could add value.
The other thing with that though too, and I don't think a lot of people bring it up, is goddamn fucking the thought is in there somewhere. But like I think this is what you were saying at first, but your first move isn't a fucking business fucking thing. You become their friend first.
Yep.
And then after that, fucking, if you got something of fucking value.
And not even in a manipulative way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just be a genuine, kind person.
Yeah.
Just get to know them.
It's also understand, be friendly, be kind, but once
Have a
you're
plan to kill everyone you meet.
General Mattis.
Yeah.
Anyway, like as soon as you get into an open mic you never been to before in a different city, that 100% is business hours. That is professional time, and you hold yourself as such.
Yeah, and it's not comfortable. You know, that's why people don't do most things, because it's uncomfortable. Yeah. But what are they going to do, though? There are other comics. Go say hello. At worst, they'll be an asshole.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, worst thing to do is tell you to go fuck yourself. It's like, oh,
Or,
no, I haven't done that before.
Best case scenario is like, hey, man, liked your set, thought you were kind, thought you were cool. Hey, I want you to come back. Or, you know, like one of your future guests, Sean Shellhammer, he's a pilot, and I don't want to, it was in Canada. I can't remember the name of it. I want to say Saskatchewan, but he did an open mic, and then like they said, you were great, you're going to be here tomorrow. And the very next day, he had a show in Canada. Like, you just be kind, you be good.
Well, here's the thing. Like, all three of you guys, I respect the hell out of what you guys do creatively.
Thank you.
Oh, you shouldn't.
Because one, I could never write 9 books, and I know you got more in the works, but I could never. Like, I told you earlier today. Like, in my mind, I only have one book.
Yeah.
In my head, and that's it.
50 Shades of Dave.
And you know, I could never try. Like, I can go up on a stage. I've been up on stage and I've spoke at, you know, Rotary clubs and like and big political things, and I can talk business because that's what I'm comfortable with. I cannot go up and like, I generally think I'm a funnier guy, and like I can, you know.
I think we'd all agree.
Yeah. I would say I'm a funnier guy, but there is no way in fuck I could go up on a stage and try to crack jokes.
Well, there's a difference between like stand-up comedy and being funny at parties.
Yes.
No,
which I literally think that like I'm
Because
funny at parties, but like, and I'm not getting on stage. Fuck that.
You want me to throw some shade?
Throw some shade.
Not
Throw the
name.
shade.
I'm not going to name.
Throw it at me.
Real quick.
Throw it at me.
Real quick.
Hold on.
Tripp came to a show. Me and Dan were at a brewery.
Yeah.
And got to witness how it
dude,
is just
it
going
was
through the
brutal.
mud.
It was brutal. Nobody was fucking paying attention. There was like
In the
3
trenches.
chicks up front in the
Well,
comics
it was like
that
when
gave
I
a
was
fuck.
at the
No one else
place
gave
in
a
Berea.
shit.
The place I was at Berea with you guys.
Yeah.
That thing was deader than I won't
That's
go.
people
Dude,
don't want to.
no, I'm good. I
People
wanna
don't
do
want to
that.
march through the trenches.
Yeah,
they
no.
just want to say, "Oh, I'm a comic," and have a special.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's just
something
go ahead.
something I developed, and I think it really kind of came from like Brea, because we've done a couple of shows where the crowd has been scarce, but I've been able to get something going, and I think like I just kind of realized this is going to go one way or the other. It's either going to be in the realm of bad or the realm of good.
Mm-hmm.
I might as well try to have fun. I know sometimes when I bomb, I attack myself and I don't do good. It's not fun. It's not comfortable, and it's something I'm trying to learn. But you can't learn how to get through it if it doesn't happen.
Dan immediately goes, "Well, that didn't hit. Fuck me." He'll go on stage and tell a joke, and it won't hit. And instead of going to the next joke, he'll just go, "Oh, this isn't going well."
But like,
No, wait, no. I'm defending myself here. What he's not saying is when you bomb and he's a friend, he fucking cackles in the back whenever you landed. When you tell a joke and it doesn't fucking land, all you hear in the back is like a hyperactive hyena, like.
No, I mean, because like if you think about it, like the other comics, I guess, are fucking listening to that, but most of the other people there are fucking like there to like bullshit with fucking whatever their fucking date is or their friends they fucking
That's how a lot
find
of bar shows are too, man.
yeah.
People not giving a fuck.
We jokingly call it surprise comedy.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
Like I recently did Voodoo Brewery, and I got on stage. I'm like, okay, who knew comedy was here? And like 4 people over here went woo. I was like, okay, I'm talking to you guys.
Throw your shade, Dan.
Oh, there's a lot of people that think like, oh, just because they're funny here, and then they get on stage and they act like comedy is the same conversation you have with your friends. I mean, Johnny can say how many times we've heard just stories on stage that if it was probably in a friends group, it's probably hilarious.
Yeah.
But
on stage, not at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I can be funny with my friends. I cannot go on stage. Like, I couldn't do it.
You would be amazed how many people have never actually watched stand-up before and just thought, like, they think, like, Tom Segura's in a stadium or in a theater each night doing a brand new hour off the top of his head.
No, he's doing that same. The thing you see, that's the thing. Like, the thing you see on a comedy special, he's doing that same stick on every single stop. It might be a little different, but it's the same stick, basically.
For at least a year.
And it's like, I'm going to say this joke, it works, great, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to say this joke, everyone told me to go fuck myself or just ignore me. Don't say that again.
And then, like, I mean, me and you have seen people implode because they do a couple of mics and people laugh at the stupid shit they make up off the top of their head. Then one time it will happen. It will 100% happen. You are gonna bomb, and it is gonna be the absolute worst experience.
Oh, it's miserable. It's miserable for everybody.
Well, like when this style of comic bombs, it bombs hard because like then they start to panic because they have nothing prepared.
You know what I see a lot too, Dan? It's the people that only go to shows that favor them and are safe and friendly to them, and when they do bomb, they're not comfortable in that space.
You just do one club, one mic a week. That's it. That's 100%. That's all you work with.
And as soon as it doesn't go your way, you don't know what to do, and you fall apart.
But
not you, but the person.
Well, me and you got what? So you got 7 states underneath your belt. I got 6, like different scenes, different shows, different places we performed at.
But I mean, like even coming out and seeing you guys, like because I genuinely respect it, like because I respect like what you guys do. But like I've even because through you guys and like the whole going back to the networking
10.
thing.
10? It's up to 10 since we were in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, so like just going back, like I genuinely respect what you guys do on the stage.
Thank you, sir.
Because like I couldn't do it, like I know that, and, and I feel like being self-aware. I
want to be honest, and I want to say 25% of the open micers are you without that realization.
Yeah.
No, I would, and like I said, I feel like I'm a funny. I'm person.
Funny. Laugh at me.
No, and you literally get that. I talk a lot of shit on the Pittsburgh scene. I love it. It's where I started. It's where I developed. I'm gonna leave here soon enough, but a lot of the shit I talk, I did too. People need to grow and develop, and it's not like a vitriol or an anger I have at a newer comic. It's just it's old.
But are you willing to Are you willing to pay the dues? Like everybody, everybody's kind of shook their hand out to me this year and congratulated me because, again, 2021 was the most successful year I've ever had in my entire life.
Oh yeah.
That's what's up, brother.
By far. But they didn't see that I literally worked 60 to 70-hour weeks for 7 years.
Yeah, I mean, I don't talk about everything publicly, but like eventually it'll all come out and people will understand what the fuck I sacrificed for this shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Yeah, no, and it's gonna suck though because they're gonna make a biopic and like have like Michael Cera play you.
Michael Cera.
Hey, you're gonna be like, God fucking damn it! Because I was like, hey, you guys, you ever go to Pittsburgh? I grew up in Pittsburgh. Yeah, Pittsburgh's cool, right?
Hey guys, do you want to hear a joke? If you didn't want to hear a joke,
Michael fucking Cera.
Dude, yeah, no, and that movie's gonna fucking suck. And I know you're not gonna have a goddamn thing to do with it, but I am gonna fucking grill you because they had Michael Cera playing.
All right. To the listeners out there, I always thought up until maybe this last 2 years where I kind of changed my look that the perfect guy to play me in a movie would be circa 2000 Tony Saragusa.
No. Either Michael Cera or Pete Davidson.
Yeah, Pete Davidson will play me. That'll be great.
I agree because Johnny's nickname to me is Butthole Eyes, so that's Pete.
Butthole Eyes. Wow, that's a first for me.
You've never heard that insult about Pete Davidson because his eyes are like brown, and like some photos it almost looks like an asshole.
So he's got a brown eye.
No, he's got 2 brown eyes. Well, I guess technically 3.
At this point, Jonah Hill could play me.
Hell yeah.
He's playing Jerry Garcia in the new.
You know, I don't like.
Crazy
I'm not.
Grateful Dead movie.
I hope this doesn't shoot me in the foot, but I'm not the biggest Jonah Hill fan. He seems like a bit of a douche.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm sure he's cool at parties if, like, you know, you've got.
I heard a wild rumor. You know, I'm like you. I kind of rub elbows with blue check people. I did hear a wild rumor about Jonah Hill.
Let's hear it. I'm hear it now.
So rumor is, and people like were dogging him out, but I don't necessarily think this is like a horrible thing or anything. And again, what he does in his personal life is what he does in his personal life. But rumor is he is into providing fellatio to a woman, and that's it. Like, he won't do the rest of the parts.
Yeah.
I really expected Dave to drop some shit that I was going to be like, what the fuck?
The guy likes eating pussy?
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
But like,
it.
he won't finish. He just does that and then leaves.
I got something for you,
From
John.
what I understand, there's a lot of
Dave,
benefits in semen
I'm not trying
retention.
to like shoot holes in your argument, but I know plenty of women who would prefer that.
No, again, I don't think, like, I'm not dogging, like, I heard, for the guy that told me the story.
Oh, Jonah Hill
like,
needs validation. I got it.
Yeah.
No, the guy that told me the story, though, was like, oh, Jonah Hill's like a bitch. Like, all he does is just do this. And then, like, I'm like, first of all, that motherfucker is worth way more money than fucking you.
Dude, no, fuck the money argument. Fucking,
what's wrong with what he did?
Well, no, because I was gonna say, like, I pride myself on being able to fucking eat pussy like cervical fucking cancer. I know plenty of fucking women who are like, nah, dude, as long as you can fucking like work the clit with your tongue, I don't care what the fuck else you do.
Johnny, here, I can salvage this. I want same answer, same question to everybody. What is your goal for 2022?
Learn how to eat pussy.
It's not really goals. It's things I'm actually going to do. I know that sounds a little cocky, but it's not like anything crazy. I'm going to move to Austin this year.
Well, I mean, Kid Rock.
Hey, shout out to Austin. You're going to be neighbors with Elon Musk.
You know, yeah, I'm going to move down there.
Home. You and him on tiny home.
And just, continue to pursue comedy down there.
Yeah. Writing goal?
Oh, writing goal? Fucking, dude, I don't know, man. Like, it's like, I guess be more popular. Like I would like to say write better, but, like, people have already, and I'm not.
NFT should be on your list.
I'm not trying to toot my own horn, right? But, like, people have already, like, compared me to, like, fucking Vonnegut and Hemingway. So
Neil
it's like,
Gaiman.
Well, like, writing-wise, like, yeah, I think I can get better, but as far as the...
Leave it to Dan to bring up a gay man.
Wait, Neil Gaiman's gay?
No. He's just saying.
Play on
Gaiman,
words.
man.
They're just
Oh, no, he's just a... I didn't say it.
Johnny, I don't know how to tell you this, but maybe in 2022 you should stop with the comedy.
I think in 2022 I'll have to rebrand, start a new podcast. We died at episode 86, guys, so thank you for the beautiful ride.
Hold on, don't fucking
wait,
I didn't cut him. I said the episode's dying.
Oh, no, so what you're saying is, like,
not.
young Jamie's going to retire, and then Joe Rogan's going to be like, play that clip, Johnny.
If Jamie retires and Joe Rogan pulls me up from the minors, I'm fucking in there. I don't care what anybody says. Fuck yeah, I'll be a research guy.
How about you? What do you hope to accomplish this year?
I plan to have, my goal is I'm under contract right now on a storage site in Detroit, so I'd like to get 6 storage site deals locked in and, just keep grinding on the cryptocurrency company I own equity in.
Dan, where's your 2022?
Chicago, man.
Chicago.
Chicago's the destination.
Chicagoland.
I have been saying for a very long time, but it's fucking move or get off the pot. It's time to go. Like I said this year, it's time to get this underway. I think I'm at the point where if I can be on the mic every night surrounded with comics who are fucking trying to do the same, I can get better, and that 100% is the goal for this year. Also, this is a year for me, 100%.
Yeah, no, see, I'm worried about that because the last time I said fucking this is a year for me, like, I said that at the end of 2019.
We said that next to each other last year, almost a year ago. Like, this is good. We're going to make it this year, man. This is going to be better.
I couldn't come to your New Year's Eve party because my woman who raised me fucking died.
Yeah.
So that was a great day.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for us, folks.
Wah, wah.
Guys, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for coming on. Anything you want to plug real quick before we get off here?
Oh, yes. No, I am the greatest author that's ever fucking lived. As far as writing is concerned, I am better than Paul of Tarsus. Read my books.
Check out his books. Daniel the Manual.
I have a new project coming out probably first week of January. Right now, I got 4 interviews recorded. It's going to be called Carry On with Dan Brady. It's about veterans' mental health and how...
shout out to that.
Yeah.
Shout out to that.
And how having a creative outlet influences that. So far, I have interviewed a independent pro wrestler, fellow podcaster, a Vulcan Metalworks. You met him at the,
and I met him there. Also, fucking, since you were talking about the fucking other dude, fucking semantics aren't working, I'm just going to give a shout out to fucking Jan Ornstrom.
Yo, yeah, Jan. Absolutely, Valhalla Club.
Okay.
But yeah, just again, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Go DB Comedy 814. That's where I'm gonna post everything. I'm not gonna make an independent Facebook page. I already got 2 of those. So please pay attention for those. I'm proud of the interviews I've done so far.
It's something to look forward to. I can't wait to see that out there, Dan. Dave, Mr. NFTs of the future. I want to assure you guys, this guy is a wealth of fucking information.
Yeah. So,
I don't learn like I forget. Okay, I was trying to say some funky shit and put a spin on it. Dave tells me a lot of goddamn information. Only part of it I can retain because there's so much.
Oh, that's all right. It goes over my head too. Like fucking this dude's like a college professor telling fucking like numbskull Neanderthal over here. Like, oh yeah, and rocks are good.
And anybody that knows Dave, and especially you 2 guys can attest, it's all right there.
Oh yeah.
Good to go. You asked Dave a question, and he's got it.
Like earlier, I was like, "Hey Dave, how about you explain why the dollar was so weak in the 70s?" He's like, "Well, do you want to finish the one thing, or do you want me to go off of this? Because I can do it right now."
Let me sum that up. It's not Dave's fault. I'm stupid.
Yeah. But Dave, anything you want to plug before we get off here?
Yeah, just like follow me on social media, DRS Junior 06 or 4506, one of the 2. So it's DRS Junior 06 or DRS Junior 4506. Follow me. I post a lot of like cool stuff. Like I'll go on Twitter feeds, and if I see something cool about like crypto, I work in the industry, so I work for a crypto company, and I also do real estate investing on the side. So yeah, if you're interested in like how to like real estate invest, what's going on with the economy, I'm kind of like an armchair economist, and yeah, I can tell you about stuff with like crypto and like what's going on in NFTs, the metaverse, and all that fun stuff.
We had a hell of a conversation about buying property in the metaverse. Blew my mind. But guys, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you, Johnny.
I'm sorry I had to cut half this episode out.
I hope you enjoyed this hodgepodge of an episode, this impromptu. I really enjoyed it.
Very sad, very funny, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, until next time, everybody. Peace and love.
Howdy.